So, corn in Espanol or Spanish is maize or it's different in pronunciation, but you can also pronounce it maize, like a maze. So you're having the corn rows, and yes, that's being a hairstyle for coily hair. C, oil for the electrical charge. So, and this corn's having hair, like, tread-like hairs, and so this one's being a multicolored corn. And house in French is maison or maison, like corn, like CoreOna. But this is a meme from DezMond Anthony. You can be checking out his page, his YouTube page, and he's having a website, and he's also having merchandise as well. It's inspirational truth, unveiling information, as a lot of us are on the same wavelength, well, if not all of us. These are examples of PopCorn blocking. Majority of, if not, well, the entire place is made out of bread bricks, and the bottom left is an example of from the event. It was a electrical type event that caused all types of damage, including this type of damage. They're calling it DeVale's Tower, but the fact that they're calling it a tower is they're acknowledging that it was something that was towering, but usually buildings are being referred to as towers or towers. And that's something how we're calling cities towns for their towers, their towers, and you can also be having trees and vegetation among the architecture. Yet large trees do exist, yet a lot of the information about them is propaganda. So a lot of them are avoiding the melted building topic. And even people who are speaking about the term mud flood, it was a brick flood. Bricks can melt at high temperatures. And that's where you're getting the term meltology, and geology is debunked. Yet this is an example somewhere it looks like the Grand Canyon, but you'll find this everywhere. There's different levels of damage. And you can always be pausing these, taking screenshots, and DezMond is having a website where you can actually obtain these memes plus more. He's having a Facebook page as well. And you can always be reaching out to him if you're having any questions or clarifications about any of these topics or anything that's coming to mind. So that was an example of plants growing on the structures. These pictures are going quick. You can always just pause. But this is a type of maison, a type of building, an example of the type of architecture that's found everywhere. Even underground, you'll find buildings like this, like hundreds upon hundreds of feet tall in so many cases, and all made with the same materials: red bricks, metals, metallurgy, wood is used, bricks of course in the mortar, and it's a brownish color before it's drying to that more paler hue. But this is looking like corn candy, and that's a CoreOna, CoreOna. And I know that might be a little corny, right? Yeah, these corn candy type looking buildings. And on each side, the left and right, of course, you have in the center. And we're going to go into the term centering. Speaking of center, this is a dorji, or we'll also be seeing an example of a double dorji. These look like crowned on each side, on the right and the left. And that can be like our ears. And we're in the middle, the between 777 and gematria. Then this is another example. It's the coils. Coil is Kundal in Hindi. This is a Vahara, or a Dorji, or a double Dorji, or a double Vahara or Vajra. Vajra. It has Ra in the name. Ba, ba. The V and the B interchangeability. And this shape actually is creating like the four-leaf clover shape, or shamrocks or clovers. And you'll see this particular shape on many of the buildings, just like the free energy symbol, or one of the main. You'll see this at quadrated floral, because that's the shape it's creating. This is a bell, which is veil, or and that's a term to be going into. This is ancient Greek forms of the bipolar thunderbolt. And Greek is almost a colloquial term. Colloquial. These are some depictions. Just noticing the serpent, but the dark sable skin, and you can see the tech on top of this.
You could just tell it's an energy
there's actually
collector.
some commentary.
Yes. Is it like a Roman general in the middle?
And they're pointing out
like
that
Athena
there's
or
an
something.
electrician that's familiar
Incredible. The things on top, I mean, I see stuff like that, the electric plant all day.
These types of things at an electrical plant.
I think
so there's a type of electrical charge going on, and there's spires on top of those obelisks, which look like corn, or like the stalk, but other things as well. Yet so the term centering, this is an example of a diagram of a change from one structure to another based off of frequencies, heat, electricity, and different factors. You can look into this. This is called centering, to where even the molecules can be changing even without reaching its boiling point. So that's a clarification as well. Sometimes some of these damages could have been occurring without so much heat in a way that we may be thinking all the time. Yet at the same time, it did get really hot because there's melted structures everywhere, and that does cause a high temperature or a certain frequency range as well. And you can always be zooming in, pausing, and looking into this. This is normal versus abnormal grain growth, and this particular snippet is mentioning factors hindering growth. And there's a, you could say science, but this PSY, there's a science and information behind all of this, all these parameters. These are pointing out general theory of grain growth, ideal grain growth, but you can be looking at the evidence. You think about sites such as in Peru, just think about all those, like the bottom right, these stones, like they say, oh, they built like that, but that's where we're getting the term PopCorn blocks. Like they can go like 5 or more times their size. You know, they're just getting huge, and they're molding with each other, and it just all becomes one structure. So you can be asking yourself, how can they be getting so large? People wonder that, but it's because they all got melted from this event. And these are just all different examples of like crystallization, because bricks, you can make different materials out of the bricks. Like, it's really something. But this is some clarifications, in some cases introductions into the masonry or maize, which is Spanish for corn. And you have the CoreOna, which is the crown, and like coronal discharge, your eyes. So CoreOna.